Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. I want to come back and talk to you about this Emily Ratajkowski that accused Robin Thicke of sexually assaulting her back in 2013. So if you watched my video yesterday, you will know this is just a follow-up. I just read another article, and she's saying the reason why she didn't come out is because she was an unknown model and she would not be here today if she had to come out, and she wouldn't be famous. I am encouraging everyone, do not buy her book. I mean, when we really sit here and think about these women sitting back for years and then coming out now saying they were sexually assaulted. Now, I don't know if she really was or wasn't, because I wasn't there. But if she was sexually assaulted, why would you wait this many years to come out now and say you were sexually assaulted? Because number one, she compromised her values. She compromised her body. She compromised everything about her credibility, her integrity, everything to make fame, to become famous, chasing after fame and fortune. And what if this was true that he did that to her? What if he did it to someone else? And let's just say it was true, because I don't know. So I said allegedly, but let's just say hypothetically it was true. So now you are allowing other females to be victimized by someone that you refuse to report because you were chasing fame and fortune. This is a very selfish act. And I'm not saying that he did it, but hypothetically, let's say a man did do it and you refuse to go to the police and report it because you want to chase fame and fortune. You're compromising your values, your integrity over fame and fortune. See, this is what they do. They will do anything and accept anything at all costs to have money and to chase after fame and fortune. And now she's saying that she hopes people can understand through her book, and she's hoping that she can be an example to younger females. Well, let me tell you something, younger females. Don't ever let anyone be an example in this magnitude. This says a lot about these women not speaking up when they say something happened to them because they're chasing fame and fortune. It is about them. It is a selfish act. Let me keep it real with you. So young women, do not compromise your integrity, your values, your body, or anything like that. Or if you are truly a victim or have been victimized or sexually assaulted, do not wait years to report anything. Go and report it to the police immediately. Do not sit back and wait years because you're chasing fame and fortune and then say, I want to be an example. She is not an example for any young woman that is being victimized. And I'm talking about real victims, because we have a lot of women out here that are saying they're victims, but they participated in a lot of things. They participated and they found a trick to trick. So let's not get it twisted. Emily, you and the Me Too movement and the Clarys and their daughter and Rogers, all of these people and so on and so forth, and their mothers had a part in this stuff. We are talking some real facts here, real talk. And I'm not here to dog anyone and to say nothing negative, but we have got to be for real talk and put it out here. No. You are not, Emily, an example to any younger women or for any woman that is being truly victimized, and you're going to sit back and wait because you're chasing fame and fortune? No. And for everyone, do not buy her book. Do not read her book. There is no need to read the book. She's already telling you the motive. She's already telling you the game. And she just told you that she wanted fame. She wouldn't be here if she had told it. If she had came out and said it, she wouldn't be here. She wouldn't be famous. So she compromised her own body. Now that she has a child, she wants to teach him about feminism. Why don't you teach him about how to be a man? Let his father teach him how to be a real man and how not to do anything that will violate a woman. Teach him how to protect himself from predators like you. Because all of you people, women that are coming out now saying these men did something to you, but I always knew it because I believe I've talked about it before. It's about fame and fortune. It's about chasing your dream of what you think your dream is. But yet and still, you're compromising your values, your integrity, your body, so that you can be famous, so you can get the bag, you can do this and you can do that. And we're supposed to be okay with that? I'm not okay with that. And a lot of other people shouldn't be okay with this story either, of her talking about reason why she didn't report it. And I'm not saying he did it because I don't know. I wasn't there. But allegedly, she's saying he did it. And that's why you didn't report it? Because you were an unknown model and you wanted to be known. You wanted to be famous in the industry. You wanted your name out there and you wanted to make a name for yourself. So that's why you didn't report it? And you're trying to talk to younger women to tell them, really? No, young women, no, don't listen to that. That's some bad advice. If someone is truly victimizing you, you ought to report it to the authorities. Don't wait. Don't let anybody manipulate you into thinking that you should wait because your fame and fortune is more important than sexual assault. No, we have got to start somewhere, and we have got to speak out against women like Emily and other women that are sitting back wanting to get parts, wanting to be famous in the industry. Look at Harvey Weinstein. The same thing. You have women that knew right from wrong, and they should have reported it if they were truly victims, okay? If they were truly victims, they should have reported it. And there should be a time frame, a window, when it should be reported. We have got to change these laws. We should not have laws going all the way back for 20 and 30 years, because now that the law is in place, you have women telling on themselves. She just told why she didn't report it. If it really happened, she's saying why she didn't report it. Because they wanted fame and fortune over victimization. And that's what it is. It's fame and fortune over being a victim. Fame and fortune over victimization. We should never put fame and fortune over someone being victimized. And if you were victimized, you ought to report it. Don't sit back and wait for fame and fortune. Your mental health, your emotional health, your integrity, all of that should play a factor, and your values a factor in taking care of you, your emotional and mental health, your body, your integrity. All of this should take precedence over fame and fortune when it comes down to if you are a true victim. Because let me tell you something. If you are a true victim, do you know how that affects you for the rest of your life? And if you want to go around with a burden and being a victim, carrying this burden, if you're truly a victim, because you're chasing fame and fortune. And now these women want to come out because they feel like that they got a protection out here now, because they can go all the way back to prosecute these men and hold them accountable, because a woman don't have to have proof. All she has to say is it happened. Do you not get it? We cannot. We the only race that sits around and allows ourselves. We bought into the demeanment. We bought into the oppressor's ideal of who we are and how we should operate and how we should act and how we should walk on this journey. A lot of black people have bought into this. We the only race that will sit here and allow ourselves to be demeaned by each other, because the oppressor has encouraged our race to do that, calling people out their names, B's and H's, all types of stuff, bringing people down, participating in the downfall. And you have women out here celebrating this nonsense, even some men celebrating. And for some of you men, the men that are celebrating this, you probably are jealous and you on the down low because this man is now incarcerated, because your women were probably sitting up talking about it, and every time his music came on, they went crazy. And you wasn't the star of the show. You were no longer important when that music was played. When it was time for a concert, they overlooked you to get to that concert with their other girlfriends. So some of the men are just jealous, and some of them wish they was a part of it on the down low. So I am so sick of these people that are sitting up here putting this man down, talking about him. You got what you wanted for now. Because because evildoers' success will be short term. Always remember that evildoers' success will be short term. So you got people out here celebrating. And then you got people out celebrating the downfall of another black man. Okay, then you have women coming out and telling on themselves why they did not report it, because they was chasing fame and they wanted to be famous and be fortunate. I didn't even know who Emily was. She not famous. No, she's not famous, because all these titles mean nothing when it comes to if you gonna go to heaven or if you gonna go to hell. And let's just call it what it is. So you out here saying you're famous and you wouldn't be where you were. So you're celebrating victimization. You're celebrating being assaulted, allegedly, but you're celebrating victimization because you're saying that I'd rather have fame over victimization. So if I'm victimized, I'd rather still pursue my fame and my career and money and all of that over my emotional and health and well-being. And I'd rather be a victim than lose my fame and fortune. Wow, what a sad day in America. And we got women out here that want to say that they are an example and they want to help other women. How is that helping other women? How is that helping other women? How is that? Okay? And we have real victims out here now. I mean, real victims. I'm not talking about these phony victims, these ones that took money, and pursued and Googled this person, and others to look them up so that they can use their disability and then use them as a trick. I'm not talking about those women. I am talking about real victims. And you want to be an example for victims, for other women? How dare you? How dare you, Emily? How dare you tell other women to chase their goals and their dreams? And now you're coming out years later saying that this man sexually assaulted you, allegedly. But you're saying it. So you're saying it. You say you put it in your book, but I'm saying allegedly that he did it because I don't know that he did it, but you're saying he did it. And now you're coming out years later to say why you did it. There ought to be a law in place for women that do not report these crimes. And if you don't report it, they need to sanction and put a law in place. You have this many years to report this, because now we're seeing real proof. Now, we thought about it and we speculated, but now we know for sure why women are not reporting it. Take the Harvey Weinstein. A lot of those women, they participated. They wanted a movie deal. They chased fame and fortune. And then years later, when the Me Too movement and Time's Up and Emily's List and all these organizations, small organizations on these college campuses, getting these young women involved to come out and say, yeah, I was sexually assaulted. But yet still, they're not telling you that they got drunk. They're not telling you that they participated. And I'm not saying if you get drunk, you should be sexually assaulted. Don't get it twisted. Because I know some people take your words. You know how they do. But what I'm saying is, when a woman is not taught to protect themselves, when they're not taught integrity and etiquette and how to hold themselves up and be a lady at all times and be aware of their surroundings and to make sure that they don't put themselves in a place where it's risky. See, we have to look at things and evaluate things and say, well, do I need to go there? Do I need to go somewhere where I may be victimized? Do I need to go to an all-male frat party? Do I need to go over here to this party where there's some things that don't align up with my values? I don't feel comfortable going here. Then don't go. We have got to reach the younger women. Reach them. These women that want to go in the industry, that want to be famous, don't ever compromise your values, your body, and anything else for fame and fortune. We have got to be the example. And Emily, you are not an example, honey. Let me tell you, you are not the example. You are not the example that any child or any young woman needs to see. You are not an example. You are a disgrace. You are a person that compromised your integrity to chase a bag, and you're accusing this man after these years of saying he did this to you, and now you want to explain why you did not report it and talk about it when it happened. Because you valued fame and fortune over what was right. Young women, don't let her be the example for you. Hold yourself up in high regard. Hold yourself up in high regard. Don't ever let anyone assault you. and allow you, encourage you to compromise your integrity over fame and fortune. And you see, because yesterday when I did that video, I said another one. Because every day almost it's another man that we're hearing about that's being accused. And I don't want to say falsely, but just allegedly, but being accused of alleged sexual assault acts on other women. Another one. I mean, the list keeps growing. But she tells it. She telling you all, yeah, I wouldn't be here today because I was an unknown model. And I wouldn't be here today. And I wouldn't be famous if I had came out about what allegedly Robin Thicke did to me. I wouldn't be here today. That's what she's saying. And they have laws now. Go all the way back. All the way back. To hold men accountable. Because all a woman has to say is he did it. But we have got to work on changing these laws. Because they're telling you why. Harvey Weinstein, yeah. They went to the hotel. They went places. They called him up. They emailed him. Because they wanted fame and fortune. They wanted movie deals and parts. Record deals. All types of stuff. And they're telling you why they didn't report it. Because they was pursuing the bag. Fame and fortune. That's not the message that we want to send or teach younger women. Emily, I said it already. You can't be the example for other women unless their mindset is like yours. I encourage all young women, don't ever compromise yourself because you set yourself up. If you allow yourself to be victimized, you set yourself up for a life full of pain, is what you do. And you know what? No matter what therapy you get and your relationship with Christ, if you have one, and I pray you do, you still are going to have some issues. But you can manage. But why put yourself in a situation that you don't have to be in? Don't do it. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. And another thing, don't buy her book. Don't buy that mess. Don't buy that book. And I'm saying don't buy it. Please don't. I mean, I know you have freedom, right to do whatever, but I'm going to say don't buy that book. It's trashy. It's just not. I'm going to say I wouldn't buy it based on what she just came out and said. I wouldn't buy that book. I would not spend my money on another book deal. Because let me tell you what these people are doing. They are using these men, rich men, and getting book deals off of rich men's names. We already seen it with the RSK case. We already saw it. Asante McGee, just ridiculous. Geronda Pace, and all the other ones with these book deals. It's like it used to be a person that wrote a book, they were held in high regard. You know what I mean? And now you just have anybody writing a book and putting it on that, and it gets on Amazon. Anybody writing a book. Really? Anybody writing books. They're not even held in high standards or high regard anymore. As long as it's negativity and it's dirt on another person, and especially a black man, I'm writing a book. Next thing you know, they got a book deal. Her book release is November 9th. Don't buy the book. Buy you something that's going to teach you about history, that's going to teach you how to be better in your community, how to help black people, to not continue to be oppressed by the oppressor. Buy books that's going to help you to lead a more excellent way, how to be responsible, how to be accountable, how to not demean your own kind, and help participate in the downfall of your own people. Buy books that's going to better the community. But what you see now is people, out here, even the black news media, they're not reporting stories that's going to help the black community be better. They report stories to keep black people entertained. And if you like negativity if you like entertainment that's negative, that's what they're going to give you. That is what they're going to give you. Negative entertainment. Because they figure black people they get bored too easy. They don't want to hear about God's word, and they don't want to hear about how they can work hard and make it. That's how they looking at it. So if we put out negative news that's entertaining, and we put it in a way that's manipulative, that we can put it out there in a way that black people won't catch it. You see what I'm saying? So if we report something negative, but we're going to make it sound entertaining, and then you have black people following along with that. And not one thing in that story that they put out there is going to help black people. How many of them, like Roland Martin, let's just tell the truth. Not one thing that he put out there with those people on his panel was going to help R. Kelly reconcile back to Christ. You see what I'm saying? Or just help people in general. But see, let me tell you something. When folks lie, believe them the first time. I know, we have to forgive, we forgive, but we don't have to be around a liar. Once they show us who they are and they tell us, because if a person lie to you one time, they'll lie again. And if you allow them to lie, when they lie, and you allow them to come back in your life and be around you, they already feel like they tricked you. Don't become the next trick. God bless you all.